for you. Bryce Hall is completely sick of being asked about Addison Rae. He is his own individual, and he wants everyone to know. I'm Jana Rosenberg.
I'm Emily Marcus.
I'm Gabi Conti, and this is Hollywire's Tea Party.
Tea Party.
Woo! Let's do it.
Let's spill that tea, okay? So sad news, Brattison shippers. It looks like this couple is not only over, but Bryce Hall is done talking about it. Last night at Saddle Ranch, Bryce got visibly upset when the Hollywood Fix asked him a question about Addison, and it was a pretty innocent one too. Bryce and the Sway Boys were leaving Saddle Ranch last night when the Hollywood Fix asked Bryce about his recent tweet where Bryce said, and I quote, "Yeah, you get hate, but have you been me for a day?" This could be about the backlash from his 21st birthday party he's still getting as heat for, as well as the criminal charges Bryce and Blake can be facing for the party. But when Bryce was asked to elaborate on the hate he gets by the Hollywood Fix, Bryce said, "Just Google me."
Okay, I don't think he gets hate from the Hollywood Fix at all. I think he gets publicity. I think, all Fletcher does, Fletcher is the guy who does the Hollywood Fix videos, which everyone should know by now.
Oh, wait, sorry, Jana, just to stop you. He's not saying the Hollywood Fix gives him hate. He's explaining to the Hollywood Fix why he gets hate.
How much hate
he said, "Just Google me."
So humble.
Okay.
So humble.
I was like, that is tea in itself. Like, I feel like Fletcher gasses him up constantly.
Jana, we talked about this. No starting rumors.
I know, you guys. I've been accidentally starting rumors all freaking morning.
All day.
Like, I don't know.
All day.
Yeah, Jana, just before we went live, Jana was saying that she thought that Bryce was talking to a girl in the video or touching a girl, but it wasn't Bryce. Who was it, Jana?
It was totally Quentin Griggs. I guess he's a girlfriend or something. I was like, who is this girl that's touching Bryce Hall like that? Like very intimately. And it wasn't even him.
We're not going to make up tea at this tea party. All the tea
We're
here
just spilling
is
what's
organic,
already out
100%
there.
real.
It's
The
all
tea is hot
organic
and
tea.
it's real. Yeah. But anyways, I feel like, look, Bryce has had a really rough run the last couple of months. And I don't know if you guys have noticed this, but it seems when him and Addison completely stopped hanging out, this is when Bryce started to kind of lose it again, get into trouble. He got arrested like months ago, and then him and Addison got back together, and now they're separated again, and he's like throwing big parties. He's getting charged for these parties. His utilities got cut by Los Angeles Mayor Eric Garcetti. I mean, he is just like probably one of the number one trending people on the internet right now, and then none of it is good. And he's correct about that, But that being said, I feel like these content creators constantly stay ahead of the narrative and ahead of the story. And in this paparazzi video, I don't know if you guys out there have watched it yet, but he was like, "I have some really exciting things coming." He's like, "Yeah, I just got in a lot of trouble, but some really exciting things are coming." So I don't know, maybe bad things sometimes lead to good things. I don't know.
Like, don't worry. Like, I probably gave 100 people COVID, but like really good things are coming, guys. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Well, his brand has become bad boy. He's following in the Logan brothers' footsteps. He's really into that whole shock value. So for him, I think when he's saying, "I got into trouble, but I'm about to break the internet," I mean, he kind of almost lives for this trouble. And remember, when he was on Logan Paul's podcast, he said that Addison and him had different brands and that he was a lot more risky and she was more family friendly. So it kind of, I feel like this was a long time coming that Bryce, even though he's getting a lot of hate, I feel like he kind of lives for it.
I think so too. I think he loves this. I think he's kind of like, I'm not the biggest Jake Paul fan, as we all know by now, but I think he's kind of a mini Jake Paul. However, I really, really like Bryce. I think he's a really good guy. So aside from like the party and like Emily said, may have spread COVID to like hundreds of people. Aside from that, like I actually like Bryce. But he is, like it is his brand to be the bad boy, the bad boy party guy. Like, will he ever be in a serious relationship? I don't know. Will he ever level up from Addison Rae? I don't know.
He's like Kim Kardashian out here admitting that he's going to break the internet while Addison Rae is having family dinner with Kourtney. So yeah, their brands are different and they're going in different directions. Of course, the good girl always goes for the bad boy. It's the tale as old as time. But, Bryce realizes that probably for the direction he's going in, he can't be held back. Maybe he can't be tied down to Addison and be the good boy that she expects, that people expect that from him. It's not, he's going in a different direction. Like Gabi said, he's taking the Logan route, the Jake route. He's going in that, he's going that way.
Yeah. And I mean, he used to say, both him and Addison, just a couple of weeks ago when they were interviewed about where's Addison, where's Bryce? Like, I mean, Addison, I think will continue to do this where she's like, we're really good friends. Like, that's it. And I feel like Bryce, the more people ask him about it, the more pissed off he's going to be, because he's so desperately trying to separate himself from not necessarily her, but her brand. I feel like he doesn't want to be associated with that. I feel like he's starting on his own. And to be honest, while this is heartbreaking for Brattison shippers out there, we know we have a lot of you here at Hollywire, I think this is for the best, because already Addison has had such a glow up from this separation. And I think she's on her up and up. And Bryce, I feel like even if his up and up is a little controversial, I feel like he is coming into his own as well right now.
It's his version of the up and up. Like this is what's going to work for him. What's going to work for him is breaking the internet and being bold and bad. What works for Addison is different from him, which is why their relationship is not written in the stars, probably.
No, absolutely. Emily, from a publicity standpoint, Emily is a bomb publicist. What do you think about the Brattison relationship? I find it really interesting that they kind of got back to, we don't know if they got back together because they always said that they were just friends. However, they were always together nonstop. They were going to Earth Cafe. They were going to Boa's Steakhouse, like the hottest spots where you're going to be caught by paparazzi. And then all of a sudden they split when Addison was, launching her Item Beauty, when Bryce was launching his party animal merch. Like, from a publicity standpoint, how much of this do you think was super real and not super real?
Well, you nailed it. Like, it's all brand exposure. It's hyper exposure. They're going places where they're going to be seen. They're stepping out, so people will be talking about them. And I'm going to probably get a lot of flack for this, but this is like, to me, Sean and Camilla 2.0. Like, I'm not going to put my hand on a Bible and say that Sean and Camilla are a match made in heaven. Like, do I think the relationship was meant to boost Senorita and their individual careers? Probably. Do people still love them? Absolutely. Are there some people who believe that they're probably going to get married and have a ton of children? 100%. So I think that I think that Bryce and Addison are kind of going that route with being seen and being heard everywhere. They want people to talk about them. They want eyes on their pages, eyes on their social media to see whether they're posting about each other. And then if someone is on their page and doesn't see that about each other, they're suddenly seeing Addison's new drop. They're seeing what Bryce is going to do to break the internet. They have the exposure, they have the eyes, they have the attention, and especially now, guys, like the past few months, like, I don't know about you guys, but I have done nothing but like rack up my screen time. Like, I feel like now is the perfect time to be stepping out and to be getting people on your page, because literally there's nothing else to do rather than browse through the internet and browse through your phone. And that's why TikTok took off during COVID also. It's because that people need entertainment. They need stuff to talk about. They need something needs to keep us interested, because the Wuhan bat isn't making the cut anymore. So Bryce and Addison, thank you for giving us something to talk about.
It's so true.
It's so true. And TikTok really is like, I mean, there's all this talk that all these TikTok creators are going to have their own reality show, but the reality show is unfolding every single day when you check the Hollywood Fix and other paparazzis the morning after, seeing what went down the night before and the type of stories that they're telling on their Instagram feeds. I also would argue that perhaps Kourtney Kardashian has had some impact in Addison getting away from Bryce, because Kourtney and Addison started hanging out daily for daily workouts at Kourtney's place starting in the end of June, which was kind of when Brattison was hot, but then they started to kind of have a little bit of a decline, and they officially ended things, I feel like, in the beginning of August. So I'm wondering if Kourtney had any say into telling Addison, get away from him because there's a better guy for you that will up your brand more.
And that's an interesting point, because this is Kourtney who dealt with Scott and rehab and a bunch of random stuff for years and years and years. So Kourtney probably recognizes like a younger version of herself in Addison, and she wants to kind of help steer her on the right path before she's worried about Bryce punching his fist through a wall in Vegas. Like, Kardashian 100%. Fans, you know what I'm talking about? Like, that's not the path she probably sees of herself in Addison. And I'm sure that's why she loves spending time with her and being like her mentor.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so speaking of Bryce, when you Google Bryce, you do get a lot of news articles. Oops, sorry guys, my phone went on 20% battery mode, but we're back. Are we here? We're good?
We're live, we're thriving. Let's go.
We're live and thriving. Okay, so when you Google Bryce, you do get a lot of news articles about him possibly facing criminal charges for his birthday party, as well as noise complaints, at his Hollywood Hills home. There were also comments on Bryce's TikTok saying that he's dead and won't be missed, to which Bryce shared on Twitter commenting, WTF is wrong with some people. Hating someone is something, but wishing death upon someone is never okay. Come on. These comments can hurt anyone. But what really seemed to get under Bryce's skin is when the Hollywood Fix asked him on a scale of 1 to 10, rate Addison's WAP dance. He literally, you guys, he walked away from Fletcher. Like, him and Fletcher are cool, Hollywood Fix guy. He turned his back and was like, man, no. Like, no.
So, death
Because
threats
Fletcher
are one
asked him
thing,
twice.
but questions about your ex-girlfriend twerking is a whole other situation. So,
I mean, it's definitely a 10 out of 10 though, you know? Like, he should have been like, obviously it's a 10.
Oh,
She's
hold
hot
it.
AF.
Well, guys, speaking of Fletcher, we are going to have him on the tea party next week, which is really exciting. So he will actually tell us perhaps what we're not seeing on camera and what is happening behind the scenes. But yeah, I mean, when Fletcher asked him this, well, first Bryce was okay with it. The first time he asked it, he just kind of, tried to distract him by saying, I'm my own person. But Fletcher, he's so good at getting the answers, he of course asked Bryce again. So what is it? Is it a 1 to 10? To which Bryce was like, he walked away at that point. And Bryce was not going to turn around until Fletcher started asking Bryce questions about himself.
I know. Like, he was like, he started walking away and and then he was like, but Bryce, okay, man, like, what's going on about you? What's up with you? What's up with you? And then even then Bryce still engaged. Like, I don't know. I feel like you're right. Fletcher is really hard to turn away from. I feel like when he asks questions, they just feel so obligated to answer. So it's really interesting. I'm so excited to chat with him and get more tea on what does go on behind the scenes, because I feel like it's a lot, So
It's a lot.
very, very exciting. Next week, you guys, Wednesday, he'll be here. Don't forget, literally put it on your calendars for more tea right now.
Do it.
Emily changed location on us. I love it.
fangirl all over the place. When
Oh,
Fletcher comes here, I have a
her
laundry
Wi-Fi.
list of questions.
Okay.
Emily changed location. She's better service. Hello, hi.
She's breaking up a little.
Yeah, no, I think that Fletcher's going to be able to. Hey guys, hello. What happened? Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Wait,
we can hear you.
Is your Wi-Fi?
Hold on. Let's see if. Oh, you can't
Please
see
stand
me?
by for technical difficulties.
Yeah, I think your Wi-Fi is a little, I don't know. Go where it's strongest. Oh, you're coming back.
I'm back.
Yeah, you're kind of back, but stay in one
back?
place, There you are. Stay in one place.
Trying to
Maybe
find
don't
the best. Why did I have better Wi-Fi in the car?
That's
Okay.
very strange.
Going
Those
to the best
termites, they
place.
ate your Wi-Fi.
Guys, those termites are like, my house is just hunted for termites, guys. Just came back. This is all live. Welcome. Hello. Okay. Can we see me now?
Yes, we can see you. You're a little bit, but stay in one spot. Don't move around.
Okay. Oh, the service is coming back. Yeah, we're good?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gabi's like, hi. Okay.
Hello.
Okay.
Okay,
Sorry
so
about that,
Fletcher, Bryce Hall. First of all, I wonder if like Bryce ever DMs him and he's like, yo, I want to clear something up. Will you be here at this time?
That wouldn't be, that happens. Celebrities call on the paparazzi a lot. I remember Fletcher was interviewing, I believe it was Bryce and Blake as they were leaving Earth Cafe a couple of weeks ago before Bryce went back to Maryland for a second. And I think it was Blake who was like, how do you always know where we are? Like, are you like following us? And Fletcher was like, actually, we get tips. So like anytime these guys are at Earth or at Saddle Ranch or at Boa, whatever, it's other people who are there who are fans because they have this massive fan base that are sending the tips in to the Hollywood Fix. So that's what's happening. And then I'm sure they call them sometimes.
Yeah, not to break the third wall, but like as a publicist, the amount of times I'm like talking to TMZ and TMZ's like, okay, put this person at this restaurant at 9 p.m. on this day and we'll ask them about this. Like it's the oldest trick in the book. And so guys, if you're ever wondering like, oh my God, how did Fletcher know that Bryce is going to be picking up a Jamba Juice on Sunset Boulevard at 10:31 a.m.? Let me tell you how. Maybe Jamba Juice wanted some press and they were like, oh, Fletcher, we got a Bryce situation up in here. So there's a million ways. And it's super interesting too, because a lot of people don't know that. But that's how maybe Bryce, if he wants to plug his new project, like instead of waiting for an interview opportunity, instead of releasing it himself on his own platform, he can call it Fletcher and just start talking about what he's going to do that's going to break the internet.
Absolutely. I mean, thousands of people are watching those videos. Gabi and I talk about it all the time. It's so addicting to watch these paparazzi videos. We watch them because we give you guys the tea from the videos, amongst other tea, of course. But it's just wild. Like, so many people commenting, so many people engaging. I mean, it is a really good way, to get some quick questions answered really fast,
Well, he was just written up in the New York Times, Hollywood Fix was, for the work that he's doing, because prior to this, the paparazzi was kind of dead. Like there wasn't a lot of paparazzi because celebrities were breaking their stories on their own. But TikTokers really seem to be the only celebrities that are actually out there during this pandemic and really are relying on and utilizing the paparazzi.
Totally.
It's interesting because they're like the next generation, so they're doing it differently and like they're kind of doing it their way.
Emily, can you tell us why Bryce seemed annoyed?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's so super crazy. Bryce seemed really annoyed by this when he was talking to Fletcher, and he said, "I'm actually my own individual. I don't have to be asked about Addison. I'm doing a lot of beep, man." You guys can fill that in yourselves. But Hollywood Fix kept asking Bryce how he would rate Addison's WAP dance and if it's a 1 or a 10. Bryce looked very upset and walked away from the camera. It seems that Bryce has been getting asked about Addison a lot, as he also recently tweeted, "I'm single, now stop asking me." And Addison might be also getting the same question a 10, as she tweeted before Bryce confirmed his relationship status, and she said, "Single and also ready to jingle." Okay.
Sorry, Gab, what were you going to say?
No, I mean, I just think it's so funny because like weeks ago, they were so like open to the idea of them being together. They would say things like, "Yeah, we're just friends for now, wink, wink." Or they'd be like, "Yeah, we're not there yet." They kept on giving fans hope that they would be together. And it seems like they are really adamant right now, for whatever reason, to really separate themselves, to be individuals, and to let the public and fans know that they are single and they are both, I guess in Addison's case, ready to jingle. And perhaps maybe that's a wink at Jana, who was shooting her shot for Addison not once but twice this week. So perhaps Addison is telling Jana that she's down.
It's so funny. That Addison said single and ready to jingle, and now I feel like paparazzi's like, so he's asking like other people, "So are you single and like ready to jingle?" And everyone's like, "What are you saying?" But I like immediately got it because of course I'm like watching Addison's every move every day of my life. But that is so funny. I feel like that's going to be another merch t-shirt coming up, single and ready to jingle. It's like, I need a bad bleep, and now we have this,
It honestly makes me miss like Jingle Ball, which would probably be coming up in December, like ultimate concert. Yeah. We'd all be on the carpet, like interviewing these people, and like, instead we're like reading Addison's tweets about how she's gonna jingle. I love it. See, she's already putting her own spin on something. She's not ready to mingle. This girl is gonna go out and she's gonna jingle.
She is. I mean, okay, you guys, here's a little bit of a different angle. Who do you guys see Bryce and Addison with next? I feel like the world is so obsessed with this Brattison concept. Who do you see Bryce with? Who do you see Addison with?
Oh my gosh.
I definitely don't see Bryce with someone who has a squeaky clean image like Addison. I think he's probably going to be with someone who is a little edgier, who maybe has a bit of a reputation like he does. I think he's going to want to go more in that direction. And as for Addison, I think I see her that she's dating someone older, hopefully not like drastically older, like Brad Pitt and Leonardo DiCaprio's types are, because I think that's weird. Hopefully by older, it's like just a couple of years, maybe a guy in his early 20s. Who is a little bit more established. And also because I think the biggest thing that wasn't working for Addison and Bryce is they were both new to Hollywood. They were both figuring out this scene together. I think Addison needs someone who's been in the spotlight for a little longer to kind of lead the way and help her. Almost, I mean, what her friendship is with Kourtney, like what Kourtney's doing for Addison, I feel like she could use that in her romantic life as well.
But not like a Scott and Sophia situation.
No, not like that. Like, I don't even think the person that she should be with should be that significantly older or that, like basically established in Hollywood. Like I'm thinking like, I don't know, I could see her with like a Riverdale star or an Outer Banks star. You know what I mean? Like someone who's also newer to the spotlight, but is not in the TikTok world.
Or maybe she needs someone like a One Directioner kind of guy to like guide her through Hollywood.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know, I kind of see her with someone who has more of a platform, like a singer, like someone like sweet, like maybe a little edgy, but like also has a sweet brand and like a nice brand that'll be like, okay, we're branded as the nice guys. Take my hand. I'll show you how to do it. And then I see Bryce with more of like, my mind immediately goes to like a Charlie Jordan type, like not Charlie Jordan, but someone who's like, a smoker, a little edgier, a little more of like a bad girl, but still so lovable and epic. Cause like I'm obsessed with Charlie, but like is a little bit edgier and like shamelessly edgier. Like that's just like they own it.
Right. No, 100%. Kind of like, I mean, I don't see Bryce with Tana by any means, but I think
No, but I was
Tana's
thinking the same thing.
She's just so authentically herself in a way that's like, I literally do not care. This is actually how I got famous. I kind of see him with a girl like that and I can't put my finger on it. But you guys, I really see Addison with like a very serious actor. I don't know what it is.
Yes.
Like maybe it's KJ Appa. Maybe it's, I don't know. Like
I see her having what Vanessa Hudgens and Austin
Yes.
Butler had. I see
Yes.
that.
Interesting.
I also don't think that the next person Addison dates is going to be for the long run. I also think that Addison should date a lot in her 20s. I don't think she should settle down, especially with her career taking off like this, until she finds someone who's truly worth it and who makes her feel like the star that she is.
Absolutely. Totally agree.
I would agree with that. Yeah. Yeah. Someone who's still on the up, but like maybe a little more established and not so up and coming. Like
100%.
Totally.
Or maybe even someone like Cole Sprouse who grew up in Hollywood and is like, I'm going to show you the ropes. And like, this is how you're going to be in public. This is how you can be yourself in private. It kind of, she needs someone to show her how to separate too. Like her big, like her big public life from her personal life, because it's hard when you're like so exposed on social media, like Kourtney is, like when you're everywhere, there's cameras everywhere. Like how do you have time for yourself too? And she's young and she needs that.
I do wonder though, because of all the time she's spending with Kourtney and because she's so now into that circle, if her next partner will be someone who is Kardashian adjacent, you know? So either in the family or friends with the family, just because I feel like we tend to date people that are in our circles unless we're using dating apps, which I don't think Addison is on Raya.
The Kardashians and the Jenners, they love those athletes. They love the rappers. They love that. So, I mean, maybe, you know, Jordan Tucker, who's a
I don't
college
see that
basketball
for
player,
her. I don't see that for Addison.
Right? She was rumored to be dating this basketball player, Jordan Tucker, which I'm sure you guys have heard Gabi and I talk about on our 24/7
But he squashed
news
it.
show.
He has a girlfriend. He like kind of admitted he was just doing it for clout, like that it wasn't a real thing.
But I see her with an athlete, you know?
Really?
Yeah, I kind of see her with an athlete.
I don't want Addison to get hurt again. Like, I don't want her to like eat. I think even someone like Faye Kadra, like Kylie and Kendall's like best friend, that guy, who's like so hot. Like
he's so
love
hot.
him. Like he's always around, but like I'm just scared that like I don't want her to get hurt. And I feel like everybody that the Kardashians go around are like really edgy guys. Like Kylie is a boss babe too. Like you know, she could teach Addison so much because she also made it so young. But Kylie's also dated these guys who are like just bound to hurt her feelings. Exactly.
Well, guys, so back to Bryce. So what is he working on as an individual? Well, he told the Hollywood Fix that he is working on a lot of stuff, man. When asked to elaborate, Bryce said, I've been breaking the internet recently. Just know that some crazy stuff is coming soon because I beeped up. And then he drove away into the night in his Tesla. So what has Bryce been up to? Well, we know he was just visiting his hometown of Maryland for a short trip to see his mom, where he asked her increasingly embarrassing questions like how many people she had sex with, or as he put it, what is her body count? And did she party back in the day? Bryce then jetted back to LA, where he dropped 24 grand on an ATV, which you can likely expect to see him driving around to LA in, or at the very least in his YouTube videos. I'm wondering if the trouble he got in has anything to do with this recently purchased ATV, which should have arrived at his house per his YouTube video yesterday.
And it didn't, or it did?
It should have. So in the YouTube video, he wasn't allowed to drive back with it. I feel like the next video he's going to release is probably what got him in trouble.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's literally, that's wild. 24 grand on a random ATV. Like, first of all, who really like needs one of those? You know what I mean? Like, we all know you're not going to do a cross country freaking like camp out from California to North Dakota. I don't really get that. But I think it's so hilarious. He was so savage in that video with his mom. I just want to touch on that a little. Like, this is Bryce Hall in a freaking nutshell, asking your mother what her body count is. Like, who does that? And then the mom started talking about it. And he's
like, imagine Addison and her sweet mom being around this, like being asked those questions, because I can't. And honestly, I just want to touch on drove into the night with his Tesla, like so romantic. Wow. Like, see, that's exactly the problem. Addison needs a carriage. She needs mice that are going to turn into chauffeurs. She needs a ball gown. She needs the whole ordeal. And Bryce is going to speed away into the night with his Tesla or his ATV. Okay, Addison, like that's exactly the issue.
She needs a Ferrari, okay? Like she has her own Tesla. Like she has her own, she needs, it's Kourtney Kardashian once said, it's 2019, but it's 2020. We're stepping it up. This is Addison's new mentality, you know?
Yeah, level up. And like not level up like financially, like she's right there with him, if not higher. Like she needs to level up probably in terms of age, like what Gabi was saying, what you're saying. Like she needs someone more serious. Like I feel like, well, also no offense to all the guys watching out there, but it's just a little known fact that girls are more mature. Like our brains develop emotionally a little bit quicker than you guys. Love you, but it's true. And like she needs someone who's going to be at that level with her, maybe guiding her in her career, like who's going to be like her equal and not someone who she's kind of just like babying around or like feeling like she has to kind of lug behind them and like make excuses for things they're doing. Like Bryce is living his best life. The bad boy image works so well for him. But for Addison, it's not going to cut it as her day to day.
I totally agree. Gabi and I talk about this all the time. Bryce just he's not mature enough for her yet. He's great and he's fun and, you know, he's an awesome guy, but he is not ready for Addison Rae.
Yeah. Well, we hope that she finds someone. And also, guys, we want to know what you think about all this. Do you think this is the real end of Brattison? Are they done for good? And yeah, who do you think Bryce should date next? Who do you think Addison should date next? Let us know. I'm Gabi Conti.
I'm Jana Rosenberg.
I'm Emily Marcus. And follow us on Hollywire.
Yeah, tune in for the tea party every Wednesday. We're so excited.
Woo!
So excited.
Bye, guys.